Greetings, loves. It's Josie, and welcome to Eccentric if you're new to my channel. I hope that you can hear me okay. I am pretty much still asleep. Okay? Let's let that be known. I am not fully awake. However, I'm working through these energies, right? I've noticed this started yesterday evening with my mind taking over, being pessimistic and having all of these extra thoughts that nobody has time for. And I realized that a few people had a tough time yesterday. Um, just know that it's the energies, okay? Whatever's being triggered is definitely there to be released. And it's important not to get into it. So, as I was laying here tormenting myself mentally, I had this word pop into my head. This is how Spirit speaks to me. In the middle of all the conversation that was going on in my mind, the word dendrite popped into my head, and I was like, oh, okay. At the time, I was thinking about what I was going to do during the 2 days that I am going to have my phone turned off. And I was like, just, hardcore energy healing, self healing. That's what I'm going to do. Right. And I was thinking about that when the word dendrite popped into my head. And I said, okay, it's time to grab the phone and Google. Okay, so I Googled the word dendrite, and before I even did that, I said, isn't that part of the nervous system? Because that's where I'd heard it before. And so I was pleasantly surprised to find that it's also the name of a type of crystal because of the fact that the word dendrite means tree, branches, right? So although it is part of the nervous system, it is also an actual crystal, like we like to wear crystals. And a lot of people think they're fossils, but the word dendrite literally just explains the way that that crystal forms. Um, Now, for me, because of the fact that I was thinking about energy work on myself, I chose to focus I chose to focus more on the dendrite that has to do with neuroscience. Um, because it would have been too easy for me to say, oh, I need a dendrite crystal, right? Nah, I have to be complicated. So, dendrites extend from neurons, okay? A neuron is it's a cell within your nervous system that communicates with the other cells. Like your neurons communicate with each other through these electrical pulses. Now, we're going off of the understanding that you are a electrical being. Like you have your own power source here, okay? And the nervous system is what moves that around. let's put it that way. So I got this grand idea as I was refreshing my memory on how neurons work. I said, oh, this would be helpful not only for me, but for people who are practicing energy healing and who are doing self healing right now, and anybody that's interested in the energetics of the situation, right? So, what I understood that my team was telling me was when you're doing your energy work, you need to be focused on the dendrites. Okay. So, again, I had to go to YouTube University and watch a video and refresh myself on the functionality of dendrites. So, what happens is you've got the neuron, which is the cell, and then you've got the proximal dendrites, which is the branches that branch out from the cell that are closest to the cell. Like they're the ones coming right off the cell. And then you've got dendrites that are coming off of those dendrites. So it's like the branches that are coming off of the tree trunk, and then the branches that are coming off of those branches that are coming off the tree trunk, if you follow. So you've got proximal dendrites and distal dendrites. And what happens normally is in order for the neuron to basically charge up and fire, and what I mean by fire is to create an electrical impulse strong enough to send it to another cell, to another neuron. In order for that to happen, usually the proximal dendrites, the ones that are closer to the neuron, they will charge up. Okay, they will charge up, and once it gets, I guess, charged up enough, it will cause the neuron to fire. The proximal dendrites are the ones that cause the reaction because basically the neuron is reacting to the charge up. Those are the ones that cause the neuron to light up and fire, right? But it doesn't mean that the distal ones, the ones that are further away from the neuron, don't have like a job. The ones that are further away from the neuron will have like a certain specific section that might light up. Okay. And what happens is I forgot what they call it already. Darn it. There's this thing that happens when a distal dendrite charges just in one spot. One of them random branches distally charges. What it does is it will cause such an electrical charge in that one spot on that one distant branch that it will send that electrical charge directly from that one branch all the way to the neuron without the proximal branches even needing to light up or charge. Okay, and this is a separate process because what happens when that branch charges in that one spot far away and it sends that electrical charge to the neuron directly, bypassing any other processes without the proximal branches having to light up, it kind of primes the neuron. See, the neuron doesn't fire. It's like this small little primer that happens from far away, and it gets the neuron ready to fire, but it doesn't actually fire like when the proximal dendrites light up and charge it and boom, it goes. So hopefully y'all are following. Now, when the neuron is charged like that, that means it'll fire easier. So I can see how it's beneficial for a distal dendrite to shoot that small priming charge to the neuron and have it ready, because then the proximal dendrites won't have to do much to create an actual charge in the neuron for it to fire. Now, what does this have to do with you and your energy work and things like that, right? Well, this is my theory. For those of you who, a lot of us in the quantum world, the one that are doing quantum healing, there's this exercise where you extend your nervous system out, like literally until it covers the whole planet. You're exercising it so that it can hold a bigger charge, okay? Right now, I feel like the message is to focus on the distal dendrites. Okay, focus on the distal dendrites, because that tiny little charge that travels by itself all the way to the neuron to prime it to be able to fire easier, that actually is a big deal right now. So if you can go into wherever you go when you do your energy work on yourself, because this is more so about you and your body and your energy work on yourself. If you can visualize your neurological system and see your neurons and kind of just zoom in on one, because remember, neurons communicate with each other and they will mimic each other. So you don't have to like see it from a bird's eye view and see all of these neurons, okay? Zoom in on one neuron within your body, okay? And I want you to see the branches that come off of that neuron. And then I want you to see the branches that come off of those branches. And that's where you're going to know you're in the right spot, because you need the branches that come off of the branches. And I want you to focus on those distant branches. And I want you to visualize that one primer charge happening. That one spot on one of those distant branches just lighting up and sending a light impulse all the way through all the branches to your neuron. And I want you to practice priming your neurons, because that's what we're doing. You're priming your neuron from a distal dendrite. Because what this is going to do, again, is going to make your proximal dendrites not have to do much in order to get your neuron to fire. And you may be asking, okay, so how does this help? What is this going to do? Like in the big picture, right? Because I have to take it in order to bring it out. What this is going to do is help you to hold the amount of light better that's coming in, because some of us, that is why we're here. We're big old Tesla coils per se. We're here to hold a large amount of light and disperse it in a controlled manner to where people don't get jacked up. So you're needing to help your physical body to be able to do that without short circuiting, without, burning out. So for those of you who may be experiencing neurological issues right now, that exercise may help you. And if you don't know if you're experiencing neurological issues right now, I can give you some examples of what that looks like. But before I do, I want to put in this beautiful disclaimer as usual. I'm not a medical professional. This is not medical advice. If you have questions, concerns, comments, you need to go see your primary care physician. All right. Now, examples of neurological disorders could be like your muscles twitching. Okay. And I don't mean a major disorder where you're handicapped or something like that. No, I'm just saying and I shouldn't even say it that way. I should say examples of your neurological system trying to tell you something, right? Because some things are just normal and then some things are not just normal. Your body's trying to talk to you. So, let's say that you are very active and you don't, like when you're done exercising, you usually don't have an issue feeling tetany, because that's what it's called when your muscles are just twitching and going on by themselves. If that's something that's new for you, your neurological system is probably trying to tell you something, right? Any kind of twitching, honestly, just that's new and not normal. Also, it can affect your thinking and how you process information and how you understand things too. The neurological system is a big deal, like just period. It affects a lot of functions. This is how your brain talks to the rest of your body. You've got the central nervous system, and then you've got the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system. And all of it is communicating in some kind of way. And when those neurons are not firing like they need to, it can cause issues. Okay? So because we're changing, because our body is changing and upgrading and all of this light is coming in, we're needing to try as best we can to assist consciously. So we want our neurons to fire smoothly, and we want to be able to prime them to be able to fire without the extra effort, right? Our body functions through a chemical and electrical process. And this is why you have electrolytes and minerals specifically. Electrolytes and minerals go hand in hand with the neurological system. So for those of you who feel called to like eat certain things or take certain supplements, there's a reason for it. So pay attention to what you're eating, because that'll give you a clue as to what minerals you need. If you're eating a whole lot of chocolate, you probably need magnesium, you know? So start to look up what foods you're currently craving, like what their nutritional value is, and look at the minerals that they have. You know, some of you, like right now, and I'm getting messages as I'm talking, some of y'all need copper. And you know, it's so funny because they we have these things called trace minerals because we only need small amounts of them, right? That's how it's been. That's what they've been telling you. But now you've got people taking shilajit, you got people taking Irish sea moss, because guess what? Again, you know, take it how you want to take it. You know, if it resonates, fine. If it doesn't, whatever. But for a long time, we've been under the illusion that trace minerals weren't important. Well, there's a purpose why they did that, because again, they don't want you to be your full potential. So these trace minerals have been used by small amounts of people all over the world for a long time, but we weren't used, it wasn't common knowledge to everybody. Oh, trace minerals are not important. They are. Copper, selenium, um, zinc, all of those things that they claimed you only needed in smaller amounts. That whole idea is changing because again, your nervous system is very important right now. It's changing and it requires more. And it's not going to be the same for everybody. Those people who are being called to wear copper, to supplement with copper, that's for you. That's not for everybody. So right now, currently, whoever's running across this video, I'm confirming your intuition about the copper thing. Yes, you're supposed to be doing that. And then there's some of you that have a connection to gold, where you're supposed to be supplementing with gold and wearing gold. There's a reason for that. There's an energetic reason for it. And you're going to feel the difference, okay? Some of y'all need selenium, okay? Some of y'all need chromium. We are walking around in these physical bodies that are made from the same materials of the stars and this planet. And because we're upgrading, we need more of things right now. You know what those things are that you need. Even if you don't consciously know, it shows in your food cravings right now. Okay? Iron. A lot of people are experiencing issues with the blood, and it's either iron or B12 that they're needing that I've noticed. One or the two, or both. There's a lot of blood things going on. Your blood is changing. Okay? So we've got the nervous system and we've got the blood. Those are the two systems that I've noticed a trend with people having issues. And that's a big deal. Because it controls a huge part of your body, and your blood is responsible for delivering nutrients and oxygen. So yeah, that needs to be right. So all of these minerals work together with each other. They work with the vitamins. You know what you need, either consciously or subconsciously, based off of what it is that you're craving. What it is that you're not choosing to eat will tell you what you need as well. So start to look into how, and I don't expect you to become a neuroscientist, but start to look into how neurons work with each other, right? And then start to look at how minerals particularly work with the nervous system. This is going to help you a lot. Because again, the sun is not going to stop popping off. Okay, we're going to continue to get flares. We're going to continue to get higher and higher light coming in, and you've got to be able to be okay. That we don't have time to be here just flapping around. I don't know is not an excuse anymore. We're all in a position where we're finding out at rapid speed. We're just finding out here and there, everywhere. So yeah, I'm probably going to do more videos. The nodes changed in Vedic astrology, so the North Node's in my third house. But I'm going through it just like y'all are. So just, hang in there, y'all. Hang in there and do what you know you need to do for yourself. And if you have no clue, ask somebody that does know. We got plenty of professionals in different fields. Ask all the questions you need to ask to feel confident moving forward with your self-care. Okay? Ask your doctor, your naturopath, your massage therapist. Ask what you need to ask. There's no reason for you not to know. There's also Google and things of that nature. But yeah, stay hydrated. Tap into love energy when you feel like you're losing your shit. And have a beautiful day, loves.